Dear students, in this lecture we will study alternating series and its convergence and divergence. Let us define what is alternating series. Alternating series the series of the form the series of the form the series of the form summation n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n plus 1 an, or series n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n an, where an is non-negative or positive, where n is positive for all n belongs to I, is called alternating series. Is called alternating series. So, the alternating series is a series with alternative positive or negative terms. Thus, alternating series is series with alternate positive and negative terms. Alternate positive and negative terms, or vice versa, or negative and positive. Okay, so let us see some examples. So first, the series n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n plus 1 n. So what will be terms of this series? 1 minus 2 plus 3 minus 4 plus 5 minus and so on. So terms of this series are alternating, minus 1 raised to n plus 1 n. Okay. Another example is n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n 1 upon n. So what will be terms of this series? Terms of this series will be minus 1 upon 1 plus 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 4 minus and so on. So these are examples of alternating series. Terms are either positive, negative, positive, negative, or negative, positive, negative, positive, and so on. So alternate positive and negative terms. Now we will see the sufficient condition for convergence of alternating series. So next is sufficient condition for alternating series. For alternating series, probably this is also known as Leibniz theorem, means Leibniz theorem for convergence of alternating series. In some references you may find this. Anyway, let us write the theorem. Let two conditions be satisfied by sequence an. So first condition is, let an be a sequence of positive numbers, be a sequence of positive real numbers, be a sequence of positive real numbers. If two conditions are satisfied, first condition is the sequence is non-decreasing, n is equal to 1 to infinity, is non-increasing, that is a1 is greater equal to a2, a2 is greater equal to a3, and so on. Second, limit of this sequence is 0, that is the sequence an converges to 0, that is limit of an as n tends to infinity is 0, then the alternating series sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n plus 1 an is convergent. So this is sufficient condition for convergence of alternating series. It is a sequence of positive real numbers, hence this becomes alternating series. If this sequence of positive real numbers satisfies two conditions, first it is non-increasing and secondly it converges to 0, then the alternating series is convergent. Let us see proof of this result. For n belongs to I, first let us define the sequence of partial sums of this series. So recall the basics. The series an is convergent, if its sequence of partial sums is convergent. So we have to prove that its sequence of partial sums is convergent. Series is convergent if and only if its sequence of partial sums is convergent. So for each n belongs to I, for each n belongs to I, define Sn is equal to sequence of partial sums of this series, that is a1 minus a2 plus a3 minus so on, plus last term will be minus 1 raised to n plus 1 an. So this is sum of first n terms of this series. So this is sequence of partial sums of the series. Then Sn n is equal to 1 to infinity is sequence of partial sums, sequence of partial sums of the series, partial sums of the series, summation n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n plus 1 an. So what we want to prove? We want to prove that this sequence is convergent. Okay. So let us consider sequence of partial sums of this series. Consider, let me explain you the idea of the proof at this point. So we are going to consider two sequences. First is S2n minus 1 and second is S2n. So we are going to prove that both of these sequences, which are subsequences of Sn, are convergent, and further they converge to same real number. So sequence will also converge to same number. Okay. So that we are going to prove. This is the idea of the proof. So consider the sequence S2n plus 1 or term S2n plus 1. We can write this as S2n minus 1 plus, what will be two terms? Note that this is even. I mean this is odd. So next term is going to be even. So that will be minus a2n plus a2n plus 1. Okay. Now what is the relation between a2n and a2n plus 1? Recall that this sequence is non-decreasing. So a2n is greater or equal to this. Hence minus a2n plus a2n plus 1 is less equal to 0. So this is going to be less equal to 0, and hence it is less equal to S2n minus 1. Hence this is less equal to S2n minus 1. This holds for all n. So the sequence S2n minus 1 is non-increasing. It is non-increasing sequence. So this is first. Also we can write S2n minus 1 as A1 minus A2 plus A3 minus A4 and so on. Last term or second last term with the parenthesis or this bracket will be plus A2n minus 3 minus A2n, and last term which will be left is, I mean 2n minus 2, I should say, A2n minus 2 plus A2n minus 1. Okay. So S2n minus 1 we are writing in this form. Note that each term in the parenthesis is positive or at least non-negative, that's what we can say, because this is a non-decreasing sequence. So A1 minus A2, A1 is greater equal to A2, A1 is greater equal to A2, so A1 minus A2 will be greater equal to 0. Okay, so each term in this bracket is greater equal to 0, greater equal to 0, greater equal to 0. Further, this will be positive because an is sequence of positive numbers. So it follows that S2n minus 1 is greater equal to 0. So S2n minus 1 is greater than 0 for all n belongs to I. That is, the sequence S2n minus 1 is lower bounded by 0, is lower bounded. So this sequence is lower bounded. Now we have second statement. So compare first and second. Not compare, but we can combine them. So this is a monotone and lower bounded sequence, non-increasing and lower bounded. We have seen in the monotone sequences topic that every non-increasing and lower bounded sequence is convergent. So from first and second we can write, from first and second we can write that S2n minus 1, n is equal to 1 to infinity, is convergent. Okay. So this is convergent sequence. So this is third statement. Similarly, we are going to prove that subsequence S2n is convergent. Again consider S2n plus 2. This I can write as S2n, and which two terms are left? In this, two more terms we have to write. So next term is plus A2n plus 1 minus A2n minus, A2n plus 2. Okay. Now again this sequence is non-increasing. It is non-increasing sequence. So A2n plus 1 is greater equal to A2n plus 2. This is greater equal to this. Hence their difference is going to be non-negative. So this is greater equal to, so this is what? greater equal to 0, as this was less equal to 0, we had this, and here it is greater equal to 0, so s2n plus 2 now becomes greater equal to s2n. s2n plus 2 is greater equal to s2n. So sequence s2n, so sequence s2n is non-decreasing. It is non-decreasing. Okay, this is the fourth statement. Also, we will group the terms of s2n as a1 minus a2 plus, yes, it will be plus a3 minus, what will be the second last term? The second last term will be, or this bracket I mean, minus a2n minus 2 plus a2n minus 1 and minus a2n. Since the sequence we have a1 is greater equal to a2 is greater equal to a3. For example, consider this. So a2 minus a3 is going to be greater equal to 0, and if I multiply by minus 1, then minus a2 minus a3 will be less equal to 0. Okay, so each of this term is less equal to 0, less equal to 0, and so on. Further, as this is positive, a2n minus a2n will also be, this whole term will also be less equal to 0. So all terms are non-positive. What is left? Only first term. So it is clearly less equal to a1, because all terms are less equal to 0. So s2n thus we prove that s2n is less equal to a1 for all n belongs to I. Okay, hence that is, I could write it as s2n is upper bounded by a1, is upper bounded by a1, is upper bounded. That is sufficient to write. So this is the fifth statement. Now fourth and fifth, we know that every non-decreasing and upper bounded sequence is convergent. So it is non-decreasing and upper bounded. Hence, from these two statements, we can say it is convergent. From fourth and fifth, we could write, from fourth and fifth, we could write s2n n is equal to 1 to infinity is convergent. Okay, so this is sixth statement. So third and sixth, from third and sixth, limit of these sequences exist finitely. Limit n tends to infinity s2n minus 1 and limit, because these are convergent sequences. Convergent means what? Limit exists finitely. Take L is equal to limit of Sn minus 1 as, and M is equal to limit of, say, the subsequence or sequence S2n. Now consider, now we have limit of an is 0. This is given by hypothesis. So this is by hypothesis, that is given condition. What is relation between sequence an and sequence a to n? It is easy to observe that this sequence a to n is a subsequence of the sequence an, so a2, a4, a6. So you can observe that it is obtained by removing some terms, that is terms with odd subscript, and rest of the terms are kept as it is. Terms with even subscript are kept as it is, so this is subsequence. If sequence converges to 0, then subsequence also converges to 0. Okay? So this implies limit of a to n is also 0, but a to n we can write it as limit of, recall that Sn is sequence of partial sum, so it is s2n minus s2n minus 1 equal to 0, isn't it? You can easily observe. So s2n minus 1 equals to a to n. This implies, as this limit exists finitely, we can, by algebra of limits, I could write this as limit of s2n equals to limit of s2n minus 1, and which actually equals to L equals to M. So these two limits are same and they exist finitely. If you combine these two subsequences, we will obtain whole of sequence. So this implies that limit of Sn is also L. These are subsequences of sequence Sn. Are you getting? I mean to say S2n and S2n minus 1 are subsequences of sequence Sn, and they are exhaustive. If we combine this, we will get this sequence Sn, and as both are converging to L, we can say that the sequence Sn itself converges to L. That is, this sequence Sn n is equal to 1 to infinity converges to L. What we need is this sequence itself converges. That's what we need only. So sequence of partial sum converges, then series is convergent. So this implies the series n is equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n plus 1 an is convergent. Okay, if sequence is convergent, then series is convergent. If sequence of partial sums is convergent, then series is convergent. This completes the proof. Okay. Thank you.